Hello students, so welcome to my channel. So in this video we are going to study about the cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria are also known as myxophyceae. Reason is because they are having the mucilage sheet. So because of the mucilage sheet they are known as myxophyceae. And phyceae suffix whenever we add it is with respect to algae. They are also known as blue-green algae because they are having the pigment blue color dominant in them. The blue color pigment is phycocyanin. That is why they are also known as cyanophyceae. And they are also known as oxygenic photoautotroph. Oxygenic photoautotroph means they are the one who has started breaking down the water. Photolysis of water is done by them to produce oxygen as byproduct. So these are the other names of the cyanobacteria. Let us study the characteristics of the cyanobacteria. They are the first prokaryotes. And they are gram-negative and they appeared in pre-Cambrian period. They are the first who started doing the oxygenic photosynthesis. And as a result, the atmosphere, which was reducing, was converted into the oxidizing atmosphere by the liberation of the oxygen by the cyanobacteria. They do not have well-developed nucleus. So nuclear membrane is absent in them. Because nuclear membrane is absent, that is why we study them under kingdom Monera. It is observed that they are making association with each and every member of the plant kingdom. Now let us see how their association is going on. See, if they make association with the fungus, then we call them as lichen, because lichen is algae plus fungus. They are found in the thallus of Anthoceros. And Anthoceros is bryophyte. They are also found in the leaf of the azolla. And azolla is a pteridophyte. They are also found in the root of cycas, which is gymnosperms. So from this it is clear that they are found associated with each and every member of the plant kingdom. See the different forms of bacteria. Cyanobacteria, if you see, they can be unicellular. For example, they have given a spirulina. The spirulina is also known as single cell protein. Single cell protein means it is actually a source of good protein and it is used by the space travelers also. Now, if they are found in the colonies, means they are present in the group, then we say it is a microcystis is an example and Glyocapsa. Please focus it here. Your microcystis is very good example because in your question MCQ, I'm just writing it here, try to understand. Macrocystis is also there. So macrocystis is an example of your brown algae. Another example will come monocystis. Monocystis example is your protozoa. So please you have to focus this example carefully because when they ask you in the MCQ, that time you should not confuse yourself. Microcystis is your blue-green algae. Nostoc and Anabina. So Nostoc is diagram is given in your NCRT. So these are the filamentous form of the bacteria. So cyanobacteria can exist in unicellular form, colonial form and filamentous form. Now let us study how the structure of the filament. Now see, this is the diagram of the filamentous bacteria. This is the mucilage covering is present around it. Mucilage sheet is present. And this special cell is heterocyst cell. Heterocyst is a cell which is responsible for nitrogen fixation. It will help in nitrogen fixation. And these remaining are the vegetative cell. Now try to understand the diagram of the vegetative cell here. They are gram-negative, so obviously they are having the two-layer cell and wall. Outside is known as LPS, inside is peptidoglycan. So this is the cell wall is there. The next layer is the cell membrane. Which is having the infolding This infolding are known as lamellosome. In bacteria, we were saying mesosome, but please focus here. We will say this is your lamellosome. This is your cell membrane. And this space is known as cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the main area where all the metabolic activities are performed. You will have this thylakoid-like structure. It is not thylakoid, but we will say these structures are known as chromatophore. If you remember, we have already discussed this diagram in the Monera bacteria diagram. So these are the chromatophores. And this is the genetic material which is present, which is double strand, single, and it is circular DNA. So genetic material. Now if you see, just imaginary, okay, this is only imaginary diagram. We can say cytoplasm is differentiated into two regions. This region which is present in the center, where nucleus is present. Okay, this area of the cytoplasm which is present in the center where nucleus is present, this is known as centroplasm. Please focus the board. This is known as centroplasm. And remaining area of cytoplasm, this one, this which I am putting a dot dot here, this is known as peripheral area which is colored. We call it as chromoplasm. So here cytoplasm is differentiated into two. This is known as chromoplasm. Why we call it as chromoplast? Try to understand. Reason is because this area is having chromatophore. The chromoplasm has chromatophore. That is why they are colored. And centroplasm has genetic material which is present in the center and it does not have any chromatophore. So this is your colorless area. So I hope this diagram has helped you to learn what is the structure of any vegetative cell of cyanobacteria. Now see one thing, this is your chromatophore, just imaginary, I'm drawing it outside. It is having these clusters of pigments are present. So these clusters of pigments which are present on the membrane are known as phycobilisomes. Okay, I'm calling this cluster as phycobilisomes. And these phycobilisomes are having the pigment. That pigment is your phycocyanin. Because of the cyanin means blue color. We already know it is responsible for blue color. Then is your L-phycocyanin, which is light blue color. And phycoerythrin, which is red color. And in the center, you can just draw it this way for your learning. Here is your chlorophyll A. Because of the chlorophyll A, they can split the water because this is the pigment which is present in the higher plants also. And that is why because of this chlorophyll A, they can do the photolysis. And oxygen evolution occur. Now we call them as blue-green algae because they are having the pigment phycocyanin, because of which they are blue in color. But few blue-green algae are also showing the dominance of phycoerythrin, red pigment. One example is there, that is your Trichodesmium erythraeum. Trichodesmium erythraeum, please focus it here, this is your PMT question, is responsible for red sea. This is blue-green algae which is causing red sea. And it is causing red sea because of the predominance of this pigment. Which pigment? R-phycoerythrin. Is it clear? Because of the dominance of this pigment, it is showing the sea appearing red. Otherwise, generally they are found on the surface of the water. And on the surface of the water, they are growing so much excessively that they give an appearance of a blue color, and we call it algal bloom is going on. Now see, what is the specialization of heterocyst cell? Heterocysts are the one which are converting the nitrogen into ammonia. It means they are responsible for nitrogen fixation. And if they are doing nitrogen fixation, it means they want the help of an enzyme, then enzyme is nitrogenase. And this enzyme always work in anaerobic condition. And right now only I told you that cyanobacteria are doing oxygenic photosynthesis. It means they are liberating oxygen. And on one side we are saying that they are having the enzyme nitrogenase, which does not want oxygen. So how they are able to manage this condition? So in heterocyst cell, one PS2, that is photosystem 2, is absent. This is the one which is responsible for photolysis of water. So when PS2 is not there, photolysis of water will also not occur. This phenomena will not be seen in them. So how will they derive the energy then for converting the nitrogen to ammonia? They will have only PS1. So only PS1 is present in them, but PS2 will not be present in them. Reason is PS2 will liberate oxygen and they don't want oxygen, they want anaerobic condition. I hope up till here concept is clear to you. Now let us find the difference between the heterocyst cell and vegetative cell. See, first of all, heterocyst cell is responsible for nitrogen fixation, but vegetative cell is responsible for carbon dioxide fixation. It means they are the one who are going to prepare the glucose. They don't require nitrogenase. This enzyme will be absent in them. Please, this is very important. This enzyme they don't want only. This enzyme is total absent in them. Then they will have both PS2 as well as PS1. PS1 and PS2 is present in them. This is again very important concept. They want both PS1 and PS2 because then only the photosynthesis can occur. Detail what is PS1, PS2 you will be studying in the photosynthesis chapter. But up till here I hope this topic is clear. It means from here it is clear that vegetative cell can do only carbon fixation and heterocyst cell can do only nitrogen fixation. It means cyanobacteria can convert carbon dioxide and can prepare glucose, and it can also reduce nitrogen to form ammonia. Now see the reserve food of the cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria will store the starch also, fat also, and protein. But we have to learn the different names. See, when they are storing protein, we will say cyanophacian granule. When they are storing fat, we will say beta granule. When they are storing starch, we are calling it cyanophacian starch. Now, why we are calling the different name? First of all, cyano is clear because it's present in the cyanobacteria. Okay. Now, what is difference in this starch and the higher plant starch? This starch is similar to glycogen and negative to iodine. It is not like a plant starch. It is similar to our animal starch. That is why we say it is a cyanophacian starch. It is similar to glycogen and it is negative to iodine. In this video, we have studied what is the structure of the vegetative cell and what are the pigments present on the chromatophores and how they are doing the photosynthesis and how they are doing the nitrogen fixation also. In the next video, we'll be studying the other topics like reproduction of cyanobacteria and the economic importance. Thanks for watching class. Still, if you have any doubt, then you can message me.
If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel.